Hi friends, I'm Erin and this is Erin Go Live. Welcome to a weekly vlog. It's Tuesday morning, it's 8 o'clock. I already trained somebody, came back home, and now I just have some time to chill before I go to, I have an acupuncture appointment at 10. Then I have a couple calls, I don't know, in the 11 o'clock hour or something like that. And then I have physical therapy. So both the acupuncture and the physical therapy are for hamstring injuries. So it's both sides, but the left side is worse. And so basically, like, this has been going on since like November or something like that. And all of your hamstrings connect at one tendon, the hamstring tendon, and they connect basically your legs to your butt, pretty much. So this tendon attaches at the sit bone, and it's pissed off, essentially, especially the left side. And so lifting weight kind of things related, but even just simple things like bending over to tie my shoes, like dressing my lower body, anytime where I kind of hinge my butt back, and in the hamstring stretches, sharp pain. Can't run, walking upstairs, walking up hills, that kind of thing. So it's not just affecting my weightlifting life, but just like daily activities. So, yeah, and it's been going on for months. So I'm ready for that to be done. Unfortunately, it just is not feeling any better. So double treatment today. But for right now, oh, and then I have like training clients tonight at the gym. But for right now, it's time for Death Comes for the Archbishop, by Willa Cather. And I just love this edition. They got the set of 3 of these, and it's like there's plot, stuff happens, but it's just like it's quiet and sweet. We're following this priest, or he becomes a bishop, and in New Mexico, and each chapter is kind of, and each like book is just kind of like stories that happen. And so we just had an encounter with a really terrible priest. It was like he was telling the story of this thing that happened at this one place. So each chapter is just kind of like another story that happens. And it's very much rooted in, as far as I understand, and I've only read one other book by her, O Pioneers, it's very much rooted in the landscape. So this one being in New Mexico, and I'm just really enjoying it. This is my book club book. So we'll be discussing this on Friday. It's actually going to be kind of fun book club this week because the daughter of one of our book club members is in a play at her school. They're doing Death on the Nile. I was going to say Death Comes for the Nile. They're doing Death on the Nile on Friday, like I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so a bunch of us are going together on Friday night. So we're going to do book club, kind of like a brief book club, and then immediately go to the show together. So that should be really fun. So anyway, I'm gonna get to reading, and then I'll bring you along with me for the week, and I'll let you know what else I'm reading and listening to on audiobook. It's Tuesday evening, about 6:30. I walked to the gym. I'm walking back home, about 6 minutes maybe from my house. As soon as I get there, I gotta grab the keys and actually go drive over to the grocery store and pick up a prescription for my dad, eat, and then finally I can sit down to read tonight. So I'm listening though to Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and I have about 30 minutes of it left. I love the parts where the actual like memoir parts where she's talking about her own life and yeah, just her own life and stories and stuff like that. The proselytizing parts are hit and miss for me. If you read it, you'll know what I mean. Particularly when she's talking about God, those are the parts that I have the hardest time with. And I mentioned this in the last vlog, but when people talk about God as if it's like this thing that they made up, they decided who God is, that's when I have a problem. And I think she's very much doing that, and like she'll say something like it's fact, and I'm like the whole time I'm thinking, based on what? Just based on her own idea and what she wants. So that kind of stuff falls flat for me and is even like just even hard for me to listen to. But then there are other parts that are like incredible and I absolutely love it. I'm like, yeah, she's right. So yeah, it's up and down for me, but definitely the more memoir-y parts are what really shines for me. And because she's illustrating the ideas. And for me, I think it's probably the case with a lot of people. For me, that's the type of learning that works best for me, when you introduce a concept and then have a story to go with it to illustrate that concept. It is a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I am lying on a park bench reading Death Comes to the Archbishop. I'm sitting in beautiful Folsom right by can we see it? That is the old turnstile. That building there is formerly the Roundhouse. It's now a seafood place and a winery, but that's the actual old historic train turnstile. And I am just enjoying myself, laying out under the sun, reading my book. So I've got about 20 minutes or so to read. I had a client cancel, so I got a little bit of free time. So I had some lunch, and now I'm just enjoying the fresh air before I get back to work. Still really enjoying Death Comes to the Archbishop. It's just like a series of stories, basically. And so each kind of book is a new chapter, or each book within the book is a new set of stories, basically. So I've just started a new set of stories featuring the alluring Doña Isabella. All right, it is Thursday afternoon, a little after 2 p.m. and I can feel myself slipping from a mental health perspective. Everything's fine, but it's those little red flags, or as my therapist calls them, yellow lights. So I definitely hit snooze multiple times this morning, and then just ended up setting my alarm for later. And I went to bed at a normal time last night. So that's always kind of like a bit of a red flag or yellow light for me. And then I had a period of time this late morning where normally I have a client, but she's out of town right now. And so I had this gap, and I started reading. I was reading Death Comes to the Archbishop. Want to finish that book. I'm into it, but it was but sleepy time instead. So I took a nap during the day. And then now I have another client who just canceled, and so I'm kind of gaining an extra hour. And my plan is to go rock climbing during this gap in my afternoon today anyway. Now I'll just be able to get to do it for a little bit longer. But I can feel that pull to you could go home and take a nap rather than going and doing something fun and active with my friends. So I'm going to the climbing gym. I'm going to go climb, but I can just feel that that little bit of a pull. So I really have to resist against it and make sure that I'm doing the things like going and having fun, going and being social with my friends, to not get sucked down that road yet again. I'm so glad I said yes. I said no to the voices in my head. Not the voices, just the one. Said no to the voice in my head and said yes to fun, said yes to friends, said yes to doing the thing that I know is actually what will lead me to feeling better, not giving in to the thing that will pull me further down. So had a great time climbing. Hands are a little wrecked. I haven't been climbing very much. That was only the second time I've climbed in 3 weeks. And so I can tell it, even just when I come off the wall, I'm breathing a lot heavier. My forearms get more pumped up, and I can tell my skin isn't as tough as it was when I was climbing much more regularly. I've just been so busy with work. So anyway, good turn of events, feeling much better. Now I'm about to go into therapy, so we'll see how I end up feeling after therapy. But as soon as I'm done with therapy, I got to jet over to the gym, train one client, and then I hopefully will be finishing Death Comes for the Archbishop tonight. Okay guys, so it's Friday night. I'm going to be ending the vlog here, but first I have some really exciting news. I had a meeting with my coach, my writing coach / editor, who is now my publisher. So Kelly owns Redcliffe Publishing, and as of yet, they have only published children's books. She works with Mirac Publishing, and Mirac has asked her if Redcliffe Publishing would be an imprint for a section of publishing that they don't cover yet, which is memoir. And she just so happens to have a client who needs a memoir published. So I'm going to kind of be the guinea pig. Super excited to be that guinea pig, to be able to know my publisher, she knows my book and me inside out. So I'm just really excited to know who I'm working with, to not have to kind of go into this part of it blindly, because honestly, the publishing part of this whole book process has been the part that has been the most kind of scary for me, most surreal, and just overwhelming, hard to deal with. So super exciting. I just started I just put live a GoFundMe page because it costs a lot of money to get your book published. A lot of money to get your book published. So I will, from here on out, until the book gets published probably, I will be putting the link to the GoFundMe down below. If you would like to see this book in print, it's got to be put into print first. So I'm just so excited. It feels real. I have a publisher and I love her. Also, just another kind of thing that I shared with her today. So the name of the publishing company is Redcliffe Publishing. And I asked her, where did that name come from? Well, she's from Redding, California, which is up north, about 3 hours north of me. I actually did an internship up there at one point, and there are a lot of red cliffs, red mountains and hills up there. There's a lot of iron in the soil up there. And I said, well, to me, Redcliffe makes me think of the Battle of Redcliffe, which was a decisive naval battle during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era in ancient China. And my husband, Sam, was a huge Romance of the Three Kingdoms fan. I have a statue on my bookshelf in the other room of Guan Yu, who is his favorite kind of character from those stories. He had a tattoo on his back of the Tokugawa family crest from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So Redcliffe Publishing, I feel like it's just providential or serendipitous or whatever your choice of word there. So thank you all for watching, and thank you for those of you who have supported me just through comments. So some of you have actually read a version of the manuscript and given me just insightful and invaluable feedback. And so you know who you are, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. Remember, every day is a great day for a great day all day.